Hello, one and all, and welcome back to the Great Unknown Audio Show with me, Maxim Jennings, and my long-term friend and travel companion, Mr. Nikolai Brown. Nick, how are we doing?
Namaste.
Namaste. And, well, it's the end of a chapter really for us in this episode as we look back on our travels around India, incredible India, for the last 5 weeks or so. But it's also a turning of the page as we look to embarking on our next country, Nepal, which we are currently situated in, and we'll get into that in a bit. But I thought to round off what has been an incredible 5 weeks, if you pardon the pun, we'd just make a few observations of India. You've obviously heard us talk a lot about the differences in life and the differences in culture, locations, climate and all that. But in doing so I have made a few observations about what I've seen, what Nick's seen, and a few comparisons and what factors that make India so distinct. So starting off with this episode, I'm going to be asking Nick to give me a few quick fire answers on a few questions that I posed to him, and if anything might surprise you, we'll try and elaborate on why he has given that answer. Nick, you okay with that?
Sure.
Oh, obviously without much consent from his part, but yeah,
Sorry,
it's currently raining at the
wet.
moment, so I hope you can hear the pitter-patter on the mics at the moment. Hopefully it doesn't destroy my phone in the meantime.
It's the first rain, by the way, we've experienced since we've been travelling.
Exactly.
5 weeks.
Right.
First rain. Mad.
Okay. Quick fire question number one. As you can see, I'm going hell rapido. Nick, how many people... I should rephrase that. What is the most amount of people you've seen on the back of a motorcycle?
6?
6?
Yeah.
And
I've seen a goat as well.
second question. What is the best mode of transport to take in India?
Oh, a scooter. Because there's just so many vehicles on the road that you need to be cutting in and out, jibbing other cars.
Homestay and restaurant, this one says.
Have a little
Carinagen. Yeah, we try it.
Some chickens as well to join us.
Yeah. Oh, it's the roof bit. Brilliant. Just go ahead.
Dining. I don't
Dining.
think it's
Go in there.
open.
Hello, namaste. We can go for food in here. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just don't talk to us. Well, this is nice. We just found a little hut. I guess I shouldn't have really said this was going to be quick fire questions, considering I do nothing quickly. In the meantime, we're just sitting down for a late lunch. As I adjust myself. So, best mode of transport you said was a scooter over a tuk-tuk.
Yeah, because tuk-tuks I don't always feel safe in them, I can't lie.
But are they the most thrill-seeking, enjoyable?
Yeah, but suspension-wise, they're not the best.
No, true. Okay, and can you quickly explain to the audience the different types of head nods that you've seen whilst being in India?
So there's a universal one, which I think everyone knows, which is like no, like you shake your head left to right or right to left. And then there's of course just the one nod, like the diagonal nod, which is like I understand, okay. And then there's the side to side kind of bobble, kind of like those Chinese cats you have in people's homes. That's very good. Yes, I'm okay. That sounds good. And then there's of course just the creep one, which is only designated for creeps, where you bobble your head really slowly and stare the other person in the eye.
Have you got an example of when that occurred?
Yeah, we had an all-eat tally, and the guy was just freaking me out. Honestly, just bobbling his head. Of course, sir.
But yeah, it's a bit pricey, yeah.
Is it?
Maybe because we're in the middle of nowhere.
What is it?
Veg tally $5.50. Okay, next question. Bollywood or Hollywood?
Hollywood. Really? Is that a question?
Okay.
Hollywood.
And will you ever take a massage again?
No.
Thoughts on Indian queuing?
It's disgraceful. Why didn't the British export how to queue? Surely that's got to be thrown into colonialism, you know?
Masala tea or normal tea?
Define normal tea.
Earl Grey, English breakfast
Masala tea.
Really?
Yeah.
Why so?
Because I prefer herbal tea to normal tea, quote unquote.
Dinner or early dinner?
Define early.
The time you normally eat dinner.
So I would say normal time is about 6 to 7:30. Any time between 10 is good. So normal time. Is that an option? Normal time?
Normal time, there's no... Normal is a subjective word.
So's early and late.
Early.
Alright, I'll go midterm.
Okay. And how long would you say for the normal person would it take to adapt to the smog?
You never adapt to it. I never adapted to it. I hated it.
I think just about now we are really developing our coughs at this point. I mean, you've been ill a few times before, but
Yeah.
I've got a cold now, and I've got a cough as well, throaty cough. Sometimes that might be due to dietary choices as well as the climate, but it's definitely played a big important factor at the moment. Do you feel as though animals are closer to people here than they are back home?
I'd say they're the same, to be honest, to be fair, because like, there's not really much regard for them in the UK, and we've killed most of the ones that we had. But the ones here, like, they're not really looking after them that well either, to be honest, because there's shit everywhere. Like, by shit I mean like litter and just complete disregard for the environment.
Do you have goats in your house?
Goat cheese.
How many goats do you keep in your house?
What's the average here? Probably like 2.
And can you tally up the selfie count after 5
Ooh.
weeks?
Well, I got 3 the other day in the space of 5 minutes, which was pretty good. I think, bear with me, it's on my food review list as well. Got 31 selfies over the course of 5 weeks. Makes me a very popular man in India.
Is it? Well, I mean, selfies are just so much more common here.
Yeah. I bet you some celebrities in England haven't had that many selfies in a year.
Yeah. B-Tech, Richard Osman, mate.
Yeah.
Actually, he gets quite a few. Not from us, though. So there was your quick fire segment. We hope you enjoyed that. Nick giving his very honest opinions there. And then a few observations that I've made over the course of the last 5 weeks or so. Some we have gone over a few times, but it's also nice to bring things back up again. The first of which being tuk-tuks just being absolutely extraordinary. Although you prefer motorbikes as a mode of transport, I do love the idea of just racing around in a go-kart and cutting people up as much as possible. And in doing so, we have seen a good variety of different things on the back of tuk-tuks. There is one that looks like the outside exterior of a coconut with all the hairs still on it, which is absolutely massive. It looked about 9 feet on the middle of the road with a few people in the middle.
Oh, that was a tuk-tuk? I thought that was a truck.
No, that was a tuk-tuk. And then there was also the variation in cow, the incredibly large lump that sits on top of a cow. And
that's because they use it for storing water.
yeah, but it's not seen in the... Well, I've never seen it like that. Well, I haven't seen to the extent...
You have been in dry environments.
To the extent, though, the lump is absolutely massive.
Yeah, it's a big cyst.
It's not... Well, I wouldn't like to call it a cyst because...
That's what you said a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, well, the videos where you see a cow's cyst getting popped are just absolutely
I bet you love it. You love cyst videos.
It's like liquidy custard. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
Get your IG feed out right now, and I bet there's cysts on that.
Oh, and well, feet. Feet is a very big one.
Oh yeah.
Observations of feet. I think the first time when you see really quite grotesque feet, it makes you look at every single individual when they're wearing flip-flops and just quickly make a quick glance towards their toes.
That's what they're trying to do here, though. Feet is like another way of judging a person over here. Like, if you have nice feet, you're the right fit for me.
Yeah.
You know?
And then a lot of the tuk-tuk drivers a lot of drivers in general don't wear footwear, don't have footwear on.
Yeah, they just have that one big toe on the accelerator and your small toe on the brakes.
And you'll sometimes see, like most of the tuk-tuk drivers will wear the same uniform, first of all, but then they will almost they'll sit with one leg crossed underneath the other, the entire time while they're driving, with their like other foot like dangling out.
Yeah, you don't. Actually, to be fair, yeah, you don't really need a foot on the brake. Right.
Well, there's no clutch, is there? It's because it's a bike being operated, right? You don't need a...
Oh, good point, yeah. Yeah.
But also one thing I would like to note is that when you see Indian men in public, a lot of the times if they're crossing the road or if they're walking down the street, they'll be holding hands with their friends, their family, and it's quite nice to see because it's a sign of endearment, it's a sign of taking care of one another, and you don't see it in many other countries that we've visited to, definitely not in Latin America or in Europe. You don't see two fully grown men holding hands together as they're crossing the road. But it was just a nice observation that I've seen quite a lot throughout the whole country, not just in one particular place. I wanted to know whether...
I reckon it's because road deaths are probably quite high, traffic accidents, you know. So you got to hold on to your mate in case they run out onto the road and get killed by a tuk-tuk, an elephant, a scooter, a truck.
So you don't think it's a sign of closeness?
No, I think it's just it's like more looking at. I guess it is kind of looking out for someone, but I think India does have the highest amount of traffic accidents in the world. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's a different perspective. It's a bit more cynical, but I guess that's what you're here for. Oh, what else? Oh yes. Well, one thing that really struck me was the lack of, the style in billboard advertising. Nick is pointing out a shrine of a child in various different backgrounds. One next to the Taj Mahal, one in the bath, one surrounded by fruit.
I'm taking a photo of that.
Very lovely.
That's great.
It's different. It's very different.
That's so weird.
That's
so weird.
Yeah, I guess most of my observations have been around tuk-tuk drivers, but one of the real pinnacles of Indian culture is their marketing techniques. On the billboards, especially, you usually will see a quote saying
"Best Taddy in Rajasthan,"
and then,
number third doser,
yeah,
best doser in all of Bangalore or something like that.
And then next to the quote, it will just be like usually a man, and he'll just be smiling. And it would have some sort of authority in the area they're talking about, but it will...
He'll look like a responsible figure.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a certified don.
Yeah.
So you know you can trust them.
And then on TV, I would say they have a pool of about 12 or 15 really well-known celebrities. So Virat Kohli, for example, Indian cricket captain, Hartik Singh, is that his name? The guy who was the main actor from Fighter. And they will be like, they will just flood the commercial scene. Like, they are on every single TV advert. There'll never be an advert that is of a big corporation that does not have one of these figures on them. And they always give their signature sign of approval. It's a really interesting way of making sure that because these people are very trusted, because they're incredibly famous, that you should buy the product. In terms of how to document and make it creative, there's a little less of that. I guess they save it for Bollywood, but it's something I picked up on. The various varieties of marketing. And then obviously you have in-person marketing. Hello, sir. What country are you from?
England.
Ah, lovely jubbly.
Lovely jubbly. Yeah, I love that one.
I have a textile shop.
Come.
What
do you need? What do you want? Look at this lovely necklace for your girlfriend.
Do you have a wife?
No, actually I don't.
But you're 23. No kids?
Oh. I had 7 kids when I was 23.
For you, my
How
man.
weird.